God bless Alai. What an amazing championship that was. Needed to go to the tiebreaker, and that was incredible. I don't know why I was down on the Chargers not pulling it off, but they did it, and a great win. But the only thing I can think is go cherry, more like choke cherry. And a lot of you were like, whoa, nasty Nate, you're going to throw out this harsh criticism? I told you last week, Go Cherry and the Renegades had to look out for this, that if they could not put this match away, people would say, what's up with the Renegades? What's up with Go Cherry? Great player. Best player in Battle Court. You heard Bleckman and Stu say it. I agree. Best player in Battle Court. Only 2 championships. Just as many as the Chargers. And what? Out of the last 4 seasons, can't close the deal. Perennial favorites in Battle Court. I mean, every year, betting odds, Renegades, favorites. That's just how it's been, and they can't finish. They've lost more championships than they win. Congrats on making it there, but you got to win them. And, I will give the Chargers their praise, because while I say this about Go Cherry, I would tell you this was a match that the Chargers won and not the Renegades lost. But we'll get to that. I do want to talk about Go Cherry, though, because here's the deal, folks. He was on the fronton 3 times. One with his team of him and Ben. That's a Division 3 team. One time with not one time, it'd be twice with the Division 1 team. And 2 out of those 3 times, the best player in Battle Court failed to get the job done. That's the facts, folks. And so what do I want to talk about and look at with breaking down this incredible championship match? Congratulations to the Chargers. Congratulations to Iturbide, Benny, Zulaika, Gaio, El Barba, and I guess Arta too. Arta, sure, congratulations to you too. But all those players I named had a hand in bringing this home for the Chargers. But I want to focus in on what happened in 3 key matches. First one is match 1. I looked at that, right? One of the reasons I was kind of like down on the Chargers possibility is I thought this was a front loaded, like the Renegades were going to get their strong teams out of the way early. And this whole season, my thoughts on the Renegades have been this is a high wire act for this team. They are feast or famine. They had arguably the 3 best teams in all of Battle Court. They had 2 teams that were undefeated until the championship, and 1 team that had only lost 1 game. And they had another team in Go Cherry and Ben that was 7-3. Solid team. But they had 2 teams, Correa, Flores, Correa, Ben, some of the worst records in all of Battle Court. So it was a high wire act, in my opinion, that if Go Cherry, that's the team, Go Cherry and Ben, we're like, it's a solid team. But if something happens with that team, they open themselves up to the bounce of the pelota and a Magic City bounce. And that's the thing about Battle Court. That ball can take a Magic City bounce. And sometimes it bounces your way, and sometimes it doesn't, and it catches you off guard. And the Renegades got caught off guard. Chokerri got caught off guard. Match 1, Chokerri and Ben versus Iturbide and Benny. Benny, Iturbide, I don't know what Iturbide and Benny. Iturbide and Benny. All right, which is a solid team. Looking back, I'm like, man, why was I so down on like that? I should have known that was going to be a battle. Like every single time these teams have played, it's been 3-set matches. If I could rewind my Battle Core preview prep, I'd say whoever wins this match, it's going to be a good chance that they win. I kind of said that, but I leaned a little bit more on the Renegades than I should have. And what happened, folks, is Chokerri got rattled. In that first match, he had a call that didn't go his way, and they won the first set. Sorry, not in the first match, the first set. He had a call that didn't go his way where the ref called him for touching a scoop attempt where Chokerri felt he did not touch the ball, and it was a clean miss. And he was a little bit rattled there. They took away that first set, but he really started to unravel as the match came on. In the second set, it was 4-3. I think it was 4-3 Chargers, Chokerri serving, and Chokerri double faulted. He's only double faulted one other time this season. And this is the thing with that Chokerri Ben team. Chokerri sometimes plays too aggressive. He did not. He went for 2 aggressive serves in a row, and it cost him, and it went to 5-3. Now, he immediately followed that up with a beautiful kill shot, throwing it outside out of Iturbide's grasp. Amazing shot, which is what you get from Chokerri. He makes a mistake, and he makes up for it in punishing ways. But again, he's then pushing, and they get it back to 5-4. But what happens? Chokerri makes another uncharacteristic mistake. He drops the ball on a backswing, and that set is gone. And the third set, Iturbide and Benny eat them up and take it 6-2. Just ate them up. Ate them up. Okay, now, next 2 sets, those are the ones we knew, like, that was going to be Renegades for sure, because those are their top teams going up there. With, I think it was Goanaga and Arats were next, and then Chokerri and Arats no, it wasn't. It was Goanaga and Flores. Let's confirm this here, folks. Yeah, Goanaga and Flores, again, wiped the floor. That's been a solid team. Only 1 loss. Wiped the floor with El Barba and Arta, and then Chokerri and Arats in that first time they faced him, 0-6, 1-6. Demolishing Zuleika and Benny. Just a clinic. Like, within this, there's like 5 or 6 kill shots that are made. So just masterclass there. So if you're a Renegade, you're thinking, you know what, if we end up going 7, like, they just completely dominated them. Like, okay, what if they have to play a third set? This one, first 1 to 6, everything takes all. But hey, we know Correa and Flores, they maybe have a bad record, but their point differential isn't all that bad, and they lose some close matches. And El Barba and Gallo have they're a mediocre team, so you never know. And that's the next set I want to take a closer look at. It was very interesting, and every set actually kind of had a similar vibe into it of teams coming back. So set 1, it's like 4-1 El Barba and Gallo, and they end up losing that first set 4-6. So after being up 4-1, they give up 5 straight points to Correa and Flores with missed catches, miscatch, out of play, and there's a ace in there by Correa. So El Barba and Gallo got to feel like one got away from them. You're up 4-1. You're going to feel like you're going to win that. So we go to set 2. Again, El Barba and Gallo come out, get another 4-1 lead. And guess what? Correa and Flores rally, push it to 5-4. But fall short, kill shot, 6-4, El Barba and Gallo. Final set. Reverse it. Correa goes 4 straight points to start off with his serve. I mean, they're not all aces and stuff, but the El Barba and Gallo are looking discombobulated, and it's looking like night is coming. It's 0-4. Perhaps you're saying Correa and Flores, they're younger, better stamina. El Barba, Gallo, like they're running out of steam. What do they have left? Well, it turns out it's their turn to rally. And from 1-4, they come all the way back. They get it to 2-4, but then it goes 2-5. So they really don't. They get a run of 2 points, and then they've got to get the final 4. And you know what they do? They do it. 4 final points. And if there was a play that I think there's a couple one. Correa, he had a miscatch where he has an opportunity to throw it to the outside, and he had a play that hit the pad and could have also finished outside if he gets it in play. Those 2 plays could have finished the match. If they win that, it's over, right? You get a win from Correa and Flores, they win the game day. There's no match 7. But they don't. And how things go is how you would expect given the teams that are there. Correa and Ben get mopped up real nice and easy. And Goanaga and Arats take care of business. And we go to set 7. Or match 7, which is just 1 set to 6 points. The Division 1 teams going, and the home court team gets to pick whatever their division team. So it didn't have to be the Division 1 team that they had to pick, because looking at other tiebreakers, like other teams picked other divisions. You could have picked the division where you felt you had the best matchup, and this was already set in advance. And honestly, you gotta feel like that was a good choice. That's an undefeated team you're putting in there. Like, one would argue, don't overthink it, but maybe you should think about it, because this is how you're gonna finish. Who's the owner of the Renegades? That's UD. What do you know about UD? Miami Heat legend, but also a dude who dragged his career out and didn't know when to finish and retire and walk away from the game. I'm not surprised UD, the guy who can't finish his career and takes forever to finish it, can't figure out how to finish a Battle Court championship. No, I mean, sorry. I can't say that with a straight face, because why are you not putting that team out there? And it was phenomenal play. Amazing. It was incredible moments. Iturbide and Benny come out storming. They get up 4-2. And what happens? Chokerri throws one of the most incredible, like, I can't believe that didn't hit the pad shots. Zuleika is stunned. And this is at 4-2. That's to get it to 4-3. And then I can't remember, there's another kill shot. It might have been a Rotz. It could have been Chokerri. Another kill shot. It's 4-4. And you're like, uh-oh. Chargers, momentum gone. And they managed to outcatch them. I think Rotz drops a ball. And the point to win the championship thrown by Zuleika is another amazing play. Zuleika's throwing a split shot that comes right back at him, and he gets down, and this ball lands so close to him, goes over and past him, splits a Rotz and Chokerri. He's on the floor, victorious. Chargers are your champions. Amazing. I know at times they were maybe questioning it, at 0-4 down to Correa and Flores in that third set. They're questioning what's happening. Like Albarba's probably thinking to himself, why am I wearing these mittens if this is what it's going to lead to, right? But at the end of the day, they got it done. And it was an amazing performance by the Chargers. Like, I got nothing to say other than I'm honestly floored by their performance, and hats off to Benny and Zuleika. One thing I would say in the post game, Bleckman said like, "Oh, Benny, this is your final run." There should be an addendum to. I know you got the freeze rule, and I like that rule because it mixes it up and brings variety. If you win a championship, you should be able to freeze Benny again if you want him. Don't break up a championship team because of this rule. Like, Benny should have a chance to still be a part of the Chargers and defend the title. That's just my opinion. Now, as a Cyclone, like, I'd love for him to possibly be there on draft day as someone. Like, honestly, I think we would get him on draft day. So, forget about what I just said, Scott. Like, you got to stick to your guns and your rules. Don't get sentimental about, they'll let Benny stay with his team as a champ and defend it. No, you made this rule. You got to stick with it, Scott. Don't be weak. Be strong. All right. Because as I'm thinking, I think the Devils can still freeze Urbieta, and he's a 3. If I remember correctly, they're not going to break up Hyro and Urbieta to go get Benny. So if I'm the Cyclones, I mean, I got to think we're definitely drafting Benny at the 3, and he's joining Clone Cartel. Be an interesting dynamic. The two brothers, one on Clone Cartel, one still with the Warriors. So, hey, a great season because it ended great championship. No upsets in the first round of playoffs, upset in the championship. Congratulations to the Chargers. And now it's not a long wait for season 7. It's basically like a Christmas break, and I think they start playing again in maybe they're back in January for the January 20th. I want to say they said something like January 20th that they're back playing. So I think the draft happens in early January, and it's like go time. What are we thinking as Cyclones? Like, we're bringing back Manu. I'd say we're bringing back Bueno. Now, like, one thing, I mean, I think we still have to freeze Manu, even though Bleckman said, like, you don't lose a Division I team, although, because, right, Devils have the number 1 draft pick, and they've bounced around on their number 1, right? So I think Manu, we're freezing. Freeze Bueno. Who's our third freeze gonna be? Like Amigarena and Ferranda. Sorry, we're not gonna freeze you. Amigarena got injured. Ferranda, like, serviceable, but perhaps you could not freeze worthy for the level at which we're going to be although you drafted number 2 last time. We don't need to freeze you because we're going to get you anyway. The Devils aren't going to be like, we're the number 1 draft pick. Make sure we get Ferranda before the Cyclones do. I think if Ron's there, I'd freeze Ron. It's hard though. I go back and forth because Rock was a solid 6 for us, and I like that. Our 5-6 combo of Bueno and Rock. Although what's interesting is I think CRB can't be frozen by the Devils, but they own the number 1 pick, so can they draft him? Although CRB, he has played backcourt, but he is a traditional like front quarter, so that wouldn't be the best pairing with him and Bueno per se. I don't know. I would have to say Ron. Freeze Ron if we have him because he's a higher division player, and hope that we could still get Rock if we want him. But as a 2, we're still going to get a pretty good 6 drafting second. And so, Clone Cartel, how are we feeling? We're second to last place 2 seasons in a row. And, either 3 out of the 4 last seasons, we're finishing either last or second to last with a championship trip mixed in there. It's kind of put up or shut up time for ownership. Mike Ryan, you promised us a playoff caliber team. 2 weeks or whatever when we talked, I said you delivered on that promise. It's not your fault that they got injured. This time I'm saying you need to get it together. It doesn't matter, injuries or not. If we don't make the playoffs, like this season 7 is franchise defining. If we don't make the playoffs, we will not be known. We are no longer a blue blood team. We're a bottom of the barrel team for Battle Court. So put the town on alert. Yep. And there you go. My hotkeys aren't working for whatever reason. Nope. Not going to fire. Put the town on alert. I'm not going to add the sound in either. Lazy. It's late. Season 7. Cyclones' legacy or Cyclones' reputation is at stake. Make the playoff. Actually, it's not even make the playoffs. I'm not going to be satisfied with make the playoffs. It's make the freaking championship. You hear me? Make the championship. Otherwise, we're not some premier like yes, do we have 3 championships and 1 championship win out of those 3 appearances? Yeah, so 50% of the time the Cyclones are in the championship. But next season, if we don't make the championship, that's 4 times we're not in the championship. It's unacceptable to me. And that's all I have to say. I'll see you guys after the draft, or maybe a little bit before the draft. You never know. This has been God Bless Alai. Make sure you bless it over the holidays, okay? When you gather with family, get together, and before you offer whatever year-end blessing, give a little blessing on the sport of Alai, Battle Court, and a little extra on Clone Cartel and the Cyclones. Go Clones, whoosh whoosh.